Hi everybody, I'm Laurie from Laurie's Mechanical Marvels, and welcome to the Monday Club.
It's Monday, it's 70th, and the Bronx are fueled. It's time for the Monday Club, featuring your host, Jennifer Kirk, with the help of Puppet Monkey and a wizard called Gandalf. Featuring the sounds of the Glastonbury Symphony Orchestra and the musical stylings of Gordon the Music Maestro. Let's get ready to loco!
Big hello to you, so great to see you and I hope I find you well. I'm Jenny Kirk. This is We're Yard, and I've got the cupboard monkey. Oh, I thought you were going to make the monkey noises. And of course, we have got the host with the toast. It's Topsy Toaster.
Yay!
Yeah, he's the guy you came to see. What's that, Topsy? Oh, he's really excited.
Yay!
He says, thank you, Jenny, for co-presenting on my show. Hey, what?
It's true,
So
Topsy's the new host.
Yeah, Mysterious Mechanic 24, a big hello to you. Mousehole Rail, Valleys 56XX, Hot Dog Pilot, Andy, Micah Bunham Junction, Patrick Ling, Harry Cedric Zantek, Flymo Chairman 1, Ruben Ashwell, Robert Becking, Alex Dent, Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath, Tim Davis, Sarah Davis, Mousehole Rail, I think I've already mentioned you, Wamgok, Richard Swiderski, Jerry BVR, David Scott says, oh, it's my birthday and the beverage of choice is a cheeky Rioja. Ooh,
Happy birthday to you. Squash tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you.
Topsy Toasty says, happy birthday. I forgot what I was going to say there. Sorry, I didn't hear you. He went, yeah, that's about the gist of it. So, B. Mozza as well. Big hello to you, Dong's Mother Railway. Madison Hasley says, Topsy's got googly eyes. Yes, we gave Topsy the power of sight last week. And
he's very, very happy.
Yeah, look at that. See, there we are. He's having a look around. And Topsy Toaster will be with us as a special guest at the Great Electric Train Show.
That's not true. We'll be with Topsy Toaster as his special guests.
Okay, yeah, we'll be Topsy Toaster's entourage. So, basically, I think we should get some crumpet, because everybody loves a bit of crumpet. Yeah.
Hey.
So we will be allowing Topsy Toaster to be the host with the toast. He will turn up his browning control and crisp some bread for us. And he's getting all excited at that. At the Great Electric Train Show, so you can come on down and visit Topsy Toaster and a couple of hangers-on who'll be hanging around. Also, don't forget that today is the very last day that you can vote for me in the Hornby Magazine Awards, and these will be being given out on the Saturday night at the Great Electric Train Show. One of the categories is YouTuber of the Year. And please let me win something. So if you haven't already voted, then do please consider voting for me. There's also a lot of other great retailers, manufacturers and models in there to vote for. And there's some really great choices. And it's like there's so many great things. And I'm not going to tell you which way I voted. And certainly I think they're all very deserving just to be on the short list. Is an honour in and of itself. But I was on the shortlist last year. Please let me win it. It would be like just the once. I'll let Charlie at Chadwick Junction win it again next year. He can have it back next year. I just want it 1 year. I got sidetracked there. Now, what have we got coming up for you tonight? Well, there is some great vistas of Weir Yard and the trains running. So what have we actually got running? I usually try and do this every week and then get sidetracked. But first up, we have got, let's change the, actually no, let's leave the angle of the dangle on that. So you're seeing going round the class 117, which is a Bachmann 117. It's got a tail load of a converted blue spot fish van in its later parcel carrying guise. And I do like that model. It's I think it's the only model I've got that's got a Plux 22 socket. Now the Plux standard, very, very common across Europe, certainly. It is an NMRA standard. I suspect there's a lot of models in the US and Canada and such like moving over to the Plux standard. It is actually a really great standard as well in terms of you can actually fit any of the Plux decoders into any of the Plux ready models. So a Plux 12 decoder will work in a Plux 22 model. You just can't access some of the higher functions. And likewise, you can put a Plux 22 decoder in a Plux 12 model. Just obviously spent a lot of money on an all singing, all dancing decoder that you're not using most of the stuff on. But it's the only one I've actually got that is a Plux 22 model, and it is, I really love it. It's got some really great lighting features. I actually bought that last year at Worley secondhand, and I got it for a great price. There's certainly ones to look out for, and the Great Electric Train Show is a great opportunity to frisk the trade. And we must mention Clark Railworks and Ellis Clark Trains because they will be there, and really well worth a frisk. Seriously, the stuff is priced to sell. Anoraks Anonymous, if they're there, are also, excuse me, a really, really great trader for having a good rummage. Again, very much priced to sell. Kerno Model Centre will be there as well, and they do lots and lots of deals, such as the wagons for under a tenner. You just can't be robbed for that. And some of the deals have been incredible, including things like those Daypol BEV bogey bolsters. It's just such a great price. I've not even seen them at, I think Elsewhere had them on sale for twice what Kerno Models were selling them for. So there's some really great traders as well, but it's not just about the big boys. There's also all the manufacturers there, but a lot of the smaller traders as well. So do take the time, if you're going to Great Electric Train Show, to frequent the smaller traders, and there's a lot of stuff you can get. And I will be there hunting out some wheels and some buffers for that 247 Developments Moza Models Hydra Wagon. I really want to get that up and running. I love that as a really great way of getting quite a simple kit. There's only effectively 5 parts plus the buffers and the wheels, and it builds up into a wagon that we're just never going to see ready to run, I think, anytime soon in O-Gauge. So I'm really looking forward to frisking some of the smaller suppliers like P&D Marsh, those kind of Roxley models, to get the parts to get that up and running. And I did see B Moza in the chat earlier on. Yes, Patrick Ling, TMC will be there as well. And it's a great opportunity as well. If you are ordering anything, say, from TMC, maybe you're getting stuff custom weathered. It's an opportunity to arrange to pick it up from the show. And I think all of the retailers will do this. If you order stuff from them, you say, can I pick it up from you at Gets? Save on postage, make sure that it doesn't get lost or damaged in the post. Certainly, you don't want Hermes to drop kick it into your pond. Andy 1962 says, sorry I'm late. Evening, Jenny, Zoe, and anyone who knows me. Well, I know. Oh, Topsy Toaster says they know somebody who knows that they're late.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. So yes, Gandalf is in the house, as is the host with the toast. Yeah, I told them, Topsy, come on now, behave yourself. B Moza says we have now 3 7mm kits with a 4th out soon. And I think I also noted in the leaflet that you sent with it, you do 4mm kits as well. So it's not just for people who do O-Gauge. Yeah, Sarah Davis says it's not Hermes anymore, Jenny. It's Every Delivery Lost. Yeah, they had to change their name. I don't know why they rebranded. Was there like some kind of poor PR attached to Hermes? I don't know. Trains with Nick, bonjour. Bonsoir. It's bonsoir. Bonsoir's good evening, isn't it? I don't know why I'm asking
Yes.
you. Like, Topsy? Topsy is fluent in 2 different languages. Toaster and bad toaster. What's in the news, says Patrick Ling. Well, 25th is the final day to be able to vote in the Hornby Magazine Awards. If you haven't already voted, you've got until 11:59 UK time. I think we're running on GMT plus 1 hour at the moment.
We are.
So, just so you can pitch it, anybody around the globe can vote for these. That keeps derailing. You're being very, very naughty. Let's change the angle of the dangle whilst I'm chatting away. But Zoe, there we are. Now we're up and running. So you
Not
can...
just the way she talks to me.
Yep. So don't forget to lend me your vote. I really want to win something.
Friends, Romans, Gronkers, lend me your Gronks.
So, but can we have them back? No, I'll give you Gronks back. Retro Ramble says, every delivered my beer 52 with next day delivery Saturday, no issue. Very happy with their service. Yeah, we must add that. I know we all like it's always like a good laugh to take the rip out of the postal service, but actually, 99 times out of 100, it does actually work out all right. We do get a lot of deliveries.
Our postman's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, our postman is. He's finally worked out that the gate bends the other way. So he's been like, well, I want this open, crunch. It's like, I'll go out and repair it again. David Scott says, hi to any Monday clubbers that I have missed. Francis Wadsworth says, how are you doing, Jenny and Zoe? Hope you two are well. Yes, we are doing very, very well. As you can tell, I've had very little sleep, and I've had a very sugary apple crumble and custard. And it was gorgeous. The cupboard monkey actually made it from the apples that are in our garden around the garden railway. Walter Hope Valley Railway Enthusiast says, don't we all want to win? I know, but it's like you have to be on the short list. And it's like I always say, being on the short list is an honour in and of itself, because the way it works is that the subscribers to Hornby magazine, I believe, get to nominate retailers and models. I think the models are actually down to what they've reviewed, but certainly retailers and YouTubers as well, that category. It's nominated by the readership, and that then, I think it's like the top 10 or top 8 or however many it is. They're the shortlist. So the fact that I got, in the shortlist of a popularity competition is like my teenage self would have shed a tear at that. And John JMC, our guru of sound, says, I have my layouts, both Halland and Byway MPD. Excellent. Yeah, of course, there's layouts as well of the year. So there's a lot of categories there. Go for it painting. Big hello to you. DJK666. Dave Holloway says, how do we vote? Topsytoaster.co. Is that what you were doing? Yeah. Well, can you make yourself useful and put the link up for people to vote for me?
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's not like it's an American presidential election or anything.
Oh, this one's important.
Yes.
I thought it was in the description. Is it not in the description?
I don't know.
No, apparently it isn't. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll find it, don't worry.
Oh, that's a bummer. So we've missed that on all of our videos. Anyway,
No, I didn't say it was on all of the videos.
I was trying to tell you what was running, because people do ask me. So, the 117, we got sidetracked into the trade. I always love to frisk the trade. And it should be said as well, DCC Concepts will have their brand hub of unboxed wagons. Now, they've been selling loads of stuff over the year from their stash of like brand new models, but they've got a big pile of unboxed wagons, like mostly Bachmann wagons, I believe, and they will be priced to sell. Basically, Richard Brighton does not want to put them back in the van, so you'd better be good and buy them all. So that'll be there, but looking further afield, you know what's on the DCC Concepts ABC shuttle? We've got the Hellion Class 27, we've got a Hellion Class 25, with the lighting conversion, I did do a video on adding independently controlled cab lights to the first generation of the Hellion Class 25. It's a really, really easy task and well worth it. And then we also have running a Princess Coronation. We've got City of Lancaster. Now you might remember this as being one of the ones that I picked up from Clark Railworks in the video. So I can give a blast on its hooter. It's got a TXS, HM7000 TXS Bluetooth decoder. At the moment it's set to run on normal DCC. It's all set up as a Princess Coronation and it sounds beautiful. And so much so, it got me thinking that I'm going to do a comparison video at some point with the Princess Coronation, because I think it really does show how much better the TXS version is over the old TTS. They don't owe anything to each other. It's completely newly compiled a sound file. Retro Ramble says, could you run a 47 or a 56 tonight? Not tonight, but I will put one on for next week. I think we can definitely get one or the other or both onto the tracks for next week. So we've also got an A4, and you've seen that bombing it around, and that's actually Woodcock 60029. A slightly more unusual A4. There were, of course, 34 of which survived through into BR days. And as is my wont, trying to get every single one of the BR ones. So you'll have seen that I got Silver King and Lord Farringdon from Clark Railworks, along with actually the Princess Coronation that's going around. But this one I've had for some time. It's a Hornby Super Detail model of Woodcock, which is a bird, in case there's any sniggering at the back. Yeah, Topsy Toaster says he knew. He's a very good ornithologist. Yeah,
she says wood.
Settle down, babies. Oh, wait a minute, that makes me butthead.
Yes, it does.
The Growler Blackwood Engage layout, great to see you. Right, it looks like I've put it in the chat, but actually, my minions have done that for me. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome Brick says, can you vote for best toaster? Ooh. Topsy is twiddling his Browning knob at you. He's in excitement. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like if you vote, a vote for me is kind of a vote for the rest of the crew here at the Monday Club.
You mean if you got an award, I would be able to look at it?
Yes, you would.
Yay.
Topsy says, what a cop-out. It's like yeah, it's like, oh, hold on, we've got, there's a blooming train over there that is doing its utmost to be a nuisance, so I'm going to bring it back. Come over here, you little thing.
Come on down. You're running like crap. What's the rest of his train?
Yeah, that's what I spotted. It was going to try and deceitfully ram into it and spread it thinly over the whole of the layout. The TTS sound decoders, the Class 20, in my opinion, was pretty much the best. And it's a shame, in a way, that they've not actually even announced a date for the TXS for the Class 20. It doesn't have a release date. I have been pushing for that. And interestingly enough, there is a sound profile that has not yet been officially announced that is going through the testing stage. I am on the beta group, so I get to know about it. Is it
the Mega Gronk?
No, unfortunately.
Mega Gronk.
No, it's not.
Mega Gronk.
No, come on. Settle down, babies. Let's Make Track says, if Jenny wins, give Topsy a crumpet.
Yeah.
But, Topsy says, so I'm gonna get some crumpets and some I Can Believe It's Not Butter. And we're going to have
actual butter.
Yeah. No, I Can Believe It's Not Butter, aka margarine. And we will enjoy. We will feast like toast addicts at the Great Electric Train Show. I was talking about something and then I got sidetracked. Woodcock. It is a bird. Ornithologist, I am, and not. but I do know that woodcock is a bird. And then we've also got the Bachmann 25 as well on the ABC shuttle. And there's also the National Railway Museum Class 20 is D8000, which I had to purchase because it's like fond memories of Horby 00, exactly that livery I had as a kid. And that's the one that's misbehaving. But it's got a TTS sound decoder in. And I have to say, if you do come across a Hornby TTS Class 20 sound decoder, they are well worth it. Seriously, put it in a Bachmann Class 21. Is it Class 20 or Class 20? Topsy got a bit excited there.
Stick it in a Class 21 if you want.
Yeah,
got a bit the wrong sound.
Yeah. Patrick Ling says, nothing better than real butter. I would agree with that, although it tends to be a little bit tough on spreading. You have to kind of pre-warm it. 156 Andrew says, hi Jenny and chat, sorry I'm late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Thanks, Gandalf.
If anybody's wondering, the beverage of choice tonight is Diet Hokey Cokey. And instead, if any of you guys work at a soft drink, yeah, do you mind? Like, come on, can't settle down, Beavis.
Settle down, Buffett.
If any of you guys work for like Britvic or Cadbury Schweppes,
Does Britvic still exist?
I don't know. I'm just making this stuff up. But we wouldn't mind being sponsored by Coke. It's like, here's like a big crate of Coke. Oh, I'm going to turn it.
Your beverage of choice now.
Yes, and it would be the Jenny Kirk channel, in association with the beverage of choice. Which,
whatever it is.
Yeah, we're equal opportunities here. Wangok says, I wasn't early. Never knowingly early. Peter Jackson Cheadle here says, vote Topsy for the Toaster of the Year. Just remember, a vote for Jenny is also a vote for Topsy. Topsy says to stop freeloading on his skills. I was riding your shirt tails.
Yeah.
He says he's not wearing a shirt. Woohoo! Topsy's naked. Woohoo!
No, he's just shirtless.
Yeah, actually, he's not naked. He's wearing his
business attire.
Yes. He's got a mullet. Business at the front, party at the back. Alan Pollock says, sorry, I missed the news. Don't worry, everybody did. There hasn't been any news yet.
Jenny, what's in the news?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. I have been working so hard. I have not stopped in weeks, can I just say. And by a peculiar quirk, I was supposed to be working tomorrow from really super early, but now I'm not. So I could have looked stuff up.
But you didn't.
Don Cragen says, good morning from San Jose, California, USA.
Do you know the way to San Jose?
Oh, I bet they get that all the time. And it's like, yeah, I know the way home. Next. Yes, David
Scott.
We could
actually look at the news.
Well, hey, no, but that's like derails the...
Fine.
Oh, Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath, yes. Iron Horse, I have spoken to him. He's been to Clark Railworks. He is feeling a lot better. He finally found Clark Railworks today. He went there and he's picked up a model. And I can't tell you what it is because I nearly told you what it is. But he's done a video where he's asked people to vote for what would be the next model he bought.
Oh.
And I was about to say and blow the gaff, but you'll have to watch his video. I'm sure he'll tell you. Patrick Lynn
so you've got it narrowed down to the ones he mentioned.
Yes, yes. But yeah, do please tickle the likes. So David Scott on the money says, hit the like button, folks. 200 plus watching, only 49 likes. Oh, don't forget to vote for me. Please vote for me. I don't want to be a sad loser again. Right. Yeah.
What's wrong, Jen?
So just read it. Oh, 56 thumbs up. We've had a bit of a thumbs up. Oh, 63 now. Yes. Manipulate the approval appendage. Don't let it just be hanging. So the link there for voting form, if you've already voted, you can't vote again unless you've got another email address.
Which you shouldn't.
Which you shouldn't, but they've got no way of checking. it's up to 73. Boom! We've had a like boost. Raymond Legg says, I have a
Jen,
woodcock.
I'm giving you the sack.
What the heck?
It's a
Oh,
flowers.
it's a Santa sack. Sad sack. Santa. Oh, my word. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
Barry Johnson has very kindly donated
Thank you.
£9.99 on the Super Chat. Says, preferably to be put towards an A4 or anything else.
I think there are still 1 or 2 A4s.
Can I just say that Ellis Clark Trains does have... actually, they've got 2 that I don't have. It's like there's a set, the Barry Freeman Rare Bird set they've got, and I have so got my eye on that. It'd probably be sold now. Somebody go, oh, thanks for the heads up. But they've also...
We'll get it now because she's busy.
There's also Charles H. Newton that they've got. Somebody's done a really good renumbering job on it, and it's got my eye.
Oh, please tell me you could get a custom sound chip. So when you press the horn, instead of blaring a horn, Charles Newton says, Charlie says.
Little bit of bass, little bit of bounce. Right, Walter Hope Valley Railway Enthusiast says that Class 58 stunning in the blue livery. Class 58? I haven't actually got a Class 58. That is definitely something. Right, when I'm at Getz, I'm going to try and get one of the newer Hellion Class 58s because I don't actually have one. Right on Track says, I went to the Lydney Model Show on Sunday, couldn't resist another Rapido Toad. Not a bad show. Yeah, the Rapido Toads are quite nice. I do have my eye on the yellow one. Yeah, it's like so many nice things and so little money. Ooh.
Stevie Film, fantastic news. Writers have a tentative agreement. An actor's agreement should be a formality.
Oh, that was in the news earlier on today.
Fantastic news.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Alex Dent says Ellis Clark Trains is my favourite O-gauge model shop. If you've never been there, it's well worth a visit. And actually, Skipton's quite nice. And the MC and Bolton Abbey Steam Railway is like minutes away from the shop. I say minutes. In a car, it's minutes. And well worth a visit as well. Flymo Chairman one says, hi, hey, thank the coffee cup. I'm not the only one hyper tonight. I'm always hyper. I'm jacked up on sugar. Nick Gerolamos, my cat Joey is all over the TV screen tonight chasing your trains.
Hello, Joey.
Topsy Toaster approves of this. Oh, talking of which, has anybody seen James Pets?
No, not for a couple of days.
Ben Whitehouse says, hi, anyone know anything about the company Train Tech? They do great signals, but their website has been offline for a number of days. Isn't Train Tech is now part of Gauge Master?
Yes.
We did the review of the colour aspect signals. In fact, you can see one on your screen right now.
Will it change?
Not unless a train goes past, but this one's been misbehaving. Before anybody asks, I can't send a 56 or a 47 around that track. It's a bit too big to get round. I probably, what can I, let's have a look. What can I put on this? I don't like leaving...
Gronk!
Could you know?
Gronk it up,
Oh, well,
baby!
If enough people vote for me... No, I shouldn't do that. That makes me sound like a grasping little... Right. I need... What locomotive should I send around that?
Intercity Gronk.
You want an intercity?
Intercity Gronk.
An
Intercity
Where are they?
Gronkin.
Right, go on, entertain the nice people.
I'm singing about Gronks.
There we go. We've got a different angle of the day.
No, now I've got to press the button. Speak.
Oh dear.
Not a cult society for 666. That is very true.
Absolutely.
For legal and tax reasons, we must remind everyone that Gronk It Up is not a cult. Your mileage may vary.
Absolutely. Right.
Welcome to the Gronk Zone.
Oh, we got a green Gronk.
Zone. Welcome to the Gronk Zone.
So let's just see. I don't know whether it will handle on the...
J. Paul Anderson asks, Jenny, have you ever bought anything on Vectis auctions?
I have not, but I have heard of people who have. Not heard of anybody having any horror stories. So I think definitely well worth a punt. And I've heard that you can get some really great deals on there as well.
Did you all know that a Connex South Central Gronk was a thing, even though it was a class 9 or 10? I did not.
I was vaguely aware. Yes, I think it was a class 09. Could be wrong. Somebody will most likely put me straight. Oh, this hasn't run in a long time. It's like, you know, when they're like a little bit gungy on the wheels. Come on, get yourself up and running. So it'll be zipping round at a fair rate of... Oh, no, come on, behave yourself, Gronky McGronk.
Hello, Warder Road, how are you doing?
Big hello,
Oh, Warder Road is all qualified today. Well done.
He is finally qualified as a driver. So we'll see him bombing around in his Class 66s. And will you be at Getz, good sir? If so, then be an opportunity for the rest of you guys to meet the legend that is Wardle Road with his tales from the cab. Do they let you like take a camera and actually film your trips, or is that considered a bit like
a bit gauche?
That could be a good option to get some good video content actually. Rick Morley asks, where is Getz being held, please? Right, Getz is the Great Electric Train Show. It's on the 14th and 15th of October at the MK Dons Arena in Milton Keynes. Well worth going. There is a
big location.
It is, and there's a Hilton Hotel like smooshed onto the side of the venue. So if you're lucky enough to be in the Hilton, yes, we are. Then you don't even need to commute to and from the venue. It's like literally you walk out of one door and through another and you're there. Ham Shackleton says, cameras in train cabs, Don Coffee does. Yeah, I've seen a few cab ride type videos online. I think it's potentially quite a good little thing that you can do. Oh, no cams in cabs, sadly. I will be at Getz though, says Ollie. That's a shame. You'll have to put some leverage on them. Say, oh, come on, I'm a big YouTuber. Everybody loves this stuff. Don't worry, I'll delete it if there's anything illegal. Because I'll be driving. I'm not going to show off anything that I've done wrong. Not saying that you ever would. Of course you would not. John JMC, the guru of sound, says, well done, Ollie. Ollie's Train says, good evening, Jennifer. That suggests a degree of lateness.
The Monday Clubber is never late, Toto wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
Rick Morley says, too far this time round. Thanks, no, don't worry, you're welcome. And John JMC, our guru of sound, says, see you at Getz. Absolutely. B2000, RO Toys channel, great to see you. I hope I find you well. Says, hi, Jenny and Zoe. I've been kit bashing some of my G-gauge. Is that Nikida or Nikida wagons to look more different from one another, and now making custom loads for them on my 3D printer. Now, talking about 3D printed stuff, I'm part way through doing a video. The 3D printed modern image platform kits, which are a collaboration between DCC Concepts and West Hill Wagon Works. And I have to say, these, I'm not a modern image fan. I know that it probably comes across. But these are incredible, absolutely incredible, really turn my head.
Wow.
And these come ready finished. There's no painting, there's no chopping them off a sprue, other than like these are just for convenience on like a flat kind of set of runners, just hold everything together. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek. You will see more of this in an upcoming video. But this is the little diorama.
The little diorama
that I've been putting together with the West Hill Wagon Works and DCC Concepts range. Oh, there we are. Angle of the dangle. So you can see there, and everybody's wondering, that's, I think it's code 75 Legacy Bullhead track. Might be flat bottom actually, I'm just looking at the rail chairs. It's one or the other, but it's code 75 track, DCC Concepts ballast, just to, you know, tidy everything up. And I love these little steps. That's how they come out of the packet. Now, I've actually got, they come in packs of 2. Hold on, no, leave that be. So, they come really well packaged. I'm just going to show you the second. Look at that. That's how it comes out of the packet. Ready decorated. There's no sprue to cut off. It is really quite impressive. So, just to give you the idea of this stuff, this is great stuff. And I'm not a Modern Image fan, but it's like, this is good.
But you're
really
now
good.
thinking, I like this.
Oh no, settle down. No, not that far. Behave yourself. But it's a pleasure actually to build. It kind of clips together almost. So making this little diorama, and this will just be like a little photographic diorama, but everything is ready coloured. So even we've got the MDF, thin laser cut MDF platform top, but the colouring you see there comes as a sticky back sticker that you stick on top.
A sticky back sticker that you stick?
Yes, well, it's stickier than when Sticky the Stick insect got stuck to a sticky bun. But so there's no painting involved, it just does. And that's what I love about it. So that video will be coming forthcoming. Trains with Nick says, is the tongue and groove so you can add more scenery dioramas to it? No, the tongue and groove is because it was a scrap piece of wood. So there you get to see the dirty, skanky underside. It's just a scrap piece of wood which I've been spray painting stuff on. It's actually been used on a few other things. It's exactly the same piece of wood.
You've knocked off one of your school children with that.
Hey, what? Who? Where? Oh, you little... Oh, you... Ooh.
You've knocked off one of the tykes. They're being a tyke.
Yeah, right. I'm
Did Jen cut off a bit of skirt? Basically, it is a skirting board, yeah. It's an old
No,
bit
it's
of...
tongue and groove. It's like shed. It's
Oh,
the
it's a
side
bit
of
of
the
shed. It's a bit of the shed wood, right, yeah.
Yeah, the shed wood could. But it's the same piece of wood that I actually used. If you remember the DCC Concepts Rails Connect point motors and decoders.
Oh, it's that bit.
That's the same piece of wood that was on. And then later on, it got used for something else. I'm trying to remember what I used it for. It has been used for a couple of different videos, but I've now made it scenic. And I will be neatening up the edges. But yeah, just ignore the tongue and groove. It's just what I had to hand. Recycling. Yeah, down with the kids. Greta Thunberg, come on, go away.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Can't stand her.
Neither can I.
That's the problem with a lot of those... I should save this for my politics show, but it is the problem with a lot of the very vocal environmental people that they put you off.
Yeah, it's like come on, love, meet me halfway here. Bring me along with you. Don't alienate me.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, Simon Trains Mother Railway Showcase says it's funny how I shown up at 7:30 and I shall pass Gandalf.
You shall pass.
Yeah.
Because a Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to, and then he can come in.
Topsy Toaster approves. Alex Dent says, I'm back from the pesky internet trouble.
Welcome back.
Valley's 56XX says, I like Greta Thunberg. Is it Thunberg or Thunberg? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Although Walter Hope Valley Railway Enthusiast says, neither can I. Spoiled brat.
I'm sure it's the stuff that she's standing for. Yeah, we need to deal with climate change. But don't lecture people.
Yeah.
Incentivize them. You can't whip someone into liking you.
Big hello, Oswestry Road TMD.
Outside of certain people who advertise in phone booths.
Yeah, SJ, I wouldn't know. SJ Train World says, good evening, everyone. I hope all is good. And Richard Swiderski says, TARDIS near TDM and on wagon near Breakdown Crane. Oh my word, I tell you what.
People have been commenting about the TARDIS since we started.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, and it confused people that there were two.
I thought people knew there were two.
No, it confused people that there were two on the screen at the same time.
Oh yeah, I heard this as well, Trains with Nick. So Lego has announced that they are abandoning their plans for the oil-less brick, so basically made from something other than an oil base. Because overall, apparently they created more emissions.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And the thing about Lego is, right, I've got Lego that was a hand-me-down to me when I was a small child from somebody else's small child who'd grown up. And it's still perfectly functional.
As long as it's stored right, not left out in the sun.
Yeah, UV light is not kind to it. But Lego just lasts and lasts, as is proven by the stuff that keeps washing up from that container that went to the bottom of the English Channel.
Oh my goodness.
But the thing about, I think this is the thing that people kind of forget, is that recycling is the third part of the green triangle.
Yeah.
And actually reduce, if you don't need it, don't make it. Reuse, and Lego falls into the reuse category.
So does model trains.
Yeah, and
To
that's
bring it
the
back
thing.
onto topic.
Absolutely, and it always cracks me up when you see on the box. And I think it's legislation; they have to put this on. But there's a thing on the box of your £300 Hornby 00 Sir Nigel Gresley from Hornby, the new release one. And on the box, it tells you how to dispose of it safely, and it's like, have you not looked in the box? We're not chucking this stuff away.
Yeah, this stuff's dead.
And it's like, it's like my childhood Hornby 00 was second hand when it got to me. For all I knew, it was third or even fourth hand by the time it got to me. And at some point, it will become somebody else's after I pop my clogs. So, you need it now,
No,
don't
that's
you?
not what I'm on about. I'm starting to feel a little bit sick because I'm thinking maybe it's time to have something to eat.
Oh, if you want something, go and grab something.
I'm thinking cake and custard.
Yeah, but it's not cake. It's apple
I'm thinking
crumble.
apple crumble.
Yes, right.
Would you like some apple crumble, my dear?
Go on then, but you'll have to do a lot of talking. Not too much. Jerry BVR says a lot of my track and rolling stock is on its fourth layer. Yeah, and I've written articles for Model Rail magazine about recycling. And, you can even recycle the ballast if you take it upright. It's really easy. If you've used PVA, just like boiling water in a syringe and then let it soften, and then you can scrape it up, clean it off the track, and away you go.
Jen, that brings us into what we were talking about as today's topic.
Oh, we have a topic, do we?
Yes, preparing for making a model in the autumn.
Yeah, and as the weather is now changing, we're moving back indoors. We're no longer able to go camping because the weather is...
We can go camping, we just won't survive.
Just be cold and wet. I think it's time to actually be able to, come indoors and maybe think about a new project. And what would be a great idea is to actually model the autumn. Nothing's better than being able to model what you can see. And I think autumn is definitely a season that you don't see modelled a huge amount. I think spring and summer, very common. People like all the greenery, all the flowers and stuff. But winter, you do occasionally see a few layouts. But autumn seems to be the neglected season. And I think that autumn has some great opportunities with the foliage. And when I did the Four Seasons layout, actually one of my favourite seasons to make was the autumn season, particularly the trees. Absolutely, doing an autumnal tree really is a delight. Valleys 56XX says, I have all my stuff for the winter layout build. Of course, we're doing in conjunction with the Not Lobia Facebook group. There is a diorama challenge, winter or autumn. I think it is definitely winter, possibly autumn. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. The Not Lobia Facebook group has all the details. Oswestry Road TMD says, I have an autumn diorama. They're great. I love autumn. It's got such vibrant colours. There's, I think somewhere, let's just see. I'm fearful of changing the camera in case it doesn't come up because there's nobody to press the buttons. But I do have a few autumnal trees on the layout. They're just too good not to use. And I think that autumn is definitely a great season to model. But also, as I've been doing this little diorama here, what about the idea of sitting indoors and doing a small minimum space box file type layout where you can build a scene, it can be functional, you can add lights, DCC Concepts sent some of their modern image legacy lights to go with this, and you could make perhaps a working diorama, something that you can take to exhibitions that is a bit different from your home layout. Having a small box file type layout means it's something that you can bring out, you can work on, put out of the way when not doing anything. And it's a much more manageable space to take on, looking to complete it. And maybe if you haven't already tried doing exhibitions, then it's definitely something. Maybe, you know, get involved with your local exhibitions. Mike Lane TT120 says, wish I'd not missed their names. The names of... Oh, Mike Lane TT120 says, those A4s are stunning. Madison Hasley says, you know, for a host, Topsy isn't doing that much hosting. Look at that. We're giving him the power of sight. He's just enjoying the view at the moment. But yeah, so, names of A4. Well, you've got Woodcock going round. And just to add, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... There are 8 A4s still on the shelf. But on the turntable, we have got Guillemot, another bird, see, ornithologist to the max. Silver King, this one here. Walter K. Wigham, my favourite livery, that experimental purple. Next to that, we have got Miles Beaver, that's 60026. Then we've got 60027, that's Merlin. Not the wizard, don't worry Gandalf, no competition, but Merlin's actually a bird. Behind Merlin, we've got 60025, which is Falcon. That is definitely a bird, I have checked. Then we've got Sir Nigel Gresley, Andrew K. McCosh, and I have no idea what's in the shed. I can't, what? I'm colourly intrigued. So we've got Golden Plover. I got corrected on that many years ago, so I know it's Golden Plover, even though it's spelt Golden Plover. Again, it's another bird, but I did have to look that one up. And Empire of India, there were, is it 4, it says 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 of the A4s were named after countries in the British Empire, the then British Empire. So we had Union of South Africa, Dominion of Canada, Empire of India, Commonwealth of Australia, and Dominion of New Zealand were the 5. Of those, 2 actually survived. So we've got Union of South Africa and Dominion of Canada do actually survive. But Empire of India is in there. Not one you see a lot about. And then the final one here is Quicksilver. Is it Quicksilver? Yeah, it's Quicksilver. So that's actually a bit of a peculiar one because it was released right at the changeover to the super detail model and is generally regarded, when you look it up, a lot of listings state it as being the old tender drive version, but it's not. It's the newer Loco DCC Ready driven model. It's got the older valve gear, but it's also got the pickups on the new style tender, so well worth picking it up. Trains with Nick says Merlin if it's the Sam Neill version. Rick Morley says another wading bird. Yeah, there's a lot of the A4s were basically named after birds. Sir Nigel Gresley was a keen bird watcher, and that kind of inspired it. A number got renamed after people, but the ones which retained a bird's name right to the end. So we got Golden Eagle, which Golden Eagle was number 18, wasn't it? 19 was Bitten. That's one that does survive. If you ever go to the Norfolk Broads, the Bittern, it makes sort of like a booming sound. It's a very distinctive sounding bird. Then we've got Guillemot as number 20. We've already mentioned that. 21. Which one was 21? Now this is going to ponderize me. I know 22 was Mallard. 21, is that Golden Plover? There's Falcon, Merlin, Gannet and Seagull are the ones that I can think of, all of which, and Woodcock. Chip Rockwell asks, do you have Woodcock in BR Experimental Purple Stroke Blue? I know, the only one I have in the Experimental Purple is Walter K. Wigham. Now, I believe that Merlin was issued, as was Woodcock.
Hot.
Oh, just put it on there if you can, so I don't end up scolding myself. I'll move that actually in front of the fan. Ooh, homemade apple crumble with custard. Woodcock, Merlin, and Walter K. Wigan were 3 of the 4 that got the experimental purple. I couldn't tell you which the 4th one was. 21 is Silver Fox. No, Mark Towers. 21, no. Because 14, 15, 16 and 17 are the silvers. So 14 is Silver Link. 15 is Quicksilver. 16 is Silver King. And 17 was Silver Fox. Peregrine, says J. Paul Anderson. Yeah. Wild Swan, 21. Absolutely, David Scott. And Topsy Toaster says, well spotted. He was wondering who would be the first person to spot that. Yeah, Wild Swan. Kingfisher was 24. Yeah, Mark Toast, 17.
Which one's Silver Surfer?
No, there isn't one. But
I assure you there is.
I've kind of become familiar with them all. Richard Spaghetti says, what about Gadwall or Gadwell? Wasn't that one that was renamed? Because there was things like Poachard was renamed. I couldn't tell you to what. I think that might have been what became Lord Farringdon. Yeah, 21 is Wild Swan. I do actually have that. It's up there on the thingy. But I do love my A4s. And I was a little bit annoyed because I missed out on which one was it now? I think it was no, okay, there was one which I missed out on. It might have been Kingfisher actually.
I assure you there was a Silver Surfer.
No.
It's the harbinger of Galactus, the World Eater.
Oh. This is good. Homemade apple crumble.
Yes, with our own apples. Valley's 56XX says it was the Angry Chaffinch.
Sparrowhawk. Sparrowhawk. There was a Sparrowhawk, and that's the one I missed out on. Yeah, Gargany. Yeah, Warbler Productions. Yeah, there's
The Dead Parrot. I saw that one.
Yeah. He's just lying down. He's sleeping. Sorry.
Go on. Sorry.
Nick Gerolamo says, making layout in my loft at the moment. Best and worst thing about loft space layouts. Any tips, Jen? Insulation.
It's key. It's absolute key.
Absolutely right. And the thing about insulation is it works 2 ways. So not only does it keep you warm in winter, but it keeps you cooler in summer. Believe me, even though we swelter in summer up here, it's nothing compared to what it would be if we were just on the underside of the slates. So it also keeps a lot of the dirt out, because you'll get dust and stuff make its way in otherwise.
Absolutely.
Especially if you just got like roofing felt or slates, you get so much dust and dirt. So I would say that insulation is the key. It can seem a bit of a boring thing to do when actually what you want to do is just get your layout up and running and play trains. But believe me, doing the insulation first, and something like a solid insulation is really, really great. It transforms your loft space. And what you're trying to do is make it a comfortable working environment for more of the year. Because what you don't want is to go up in your loft and there'll be ice on everything. And you don't want to go up there and find it's like 40, 50 degrees because the heat generating off your slates. And what's good for you will also be good for your models. Because remember, it's not good if your models are going through that kind of transition.
Expansion and contraction and warping.
You
just don't want it.
Yeah, because it'll give you dry solder joints, you could get buckling track. But also you get a degeneration of some of the plastic items can happen. Richard Swiderski says, a wild swan is not house trained. No, it'll break your arm off. Iron Horse Railway says, Silver Link always reminds me of Oh Mr. Porter. Brilliant opening scene. And that was the real Silver Link being named in that film. J. Paul Anderson says original Carl Chap A4s, Mallard Seagull, Capercaillie, which isn't Capercaillie the one that got renamed to become the second Lord Farringdon after the one which was, I think, was formerly Gadwall, got bombed during the Second World War and destroyed. Zantek says, I'd need a bricklayer first before I could even consider a loft layout, as I live in an old terrace. I could actually break into my next door from my loft.
We had a bit of that in one house that we lived in, didn't we? The top of the wall wasn't there.
Which house was that?
I'm sure I remember this. Where they'd essentially built the wall up for the dividing wall between the terraces to a certain point, and then not bothered right at the top and left an air gap. So if I wanted to, I could have climbed through and gone and visited someone down the street without leaving the house.
Well, it's an interesting point from a purely a security point of view. My sister had this years and years ago in a house that they lived in. One of their neighbours got burgled, and those burglars then climbed through the roof spaces and actually came down through loft hatches into other houses in the row to burgle those houses, because there was no dividing walls in the loft.
Yeah.
So if it's your own house, I would urge you to get that dividing wall put in there. There should be a wall there somewhere between you and next door. Get a builder in to build it full height. Now, threefold, I guess. Security. That would stop people from just climbing through your loft space. It also stops if there's a fire.
Oh, yes.
The whole purpose of these walls up in your loft are actually fire breaks. And the last thing you want is a fire jumping along the row through the roof spaces. And that can and does happen, where a house fire in one house will torch the entire row because there's not actually a fire break in the loft.
Yeah.
So it's I would implore you to actually look into getting those walls done. It also then means that you've got a nice room that you can turn into a model railway empire.
Absolutely.
Raymond Legg says, why don't people like tender drive? More often than not, the performance is a bit woeful. Now, it has to be said that this is often down to the design of the tender drive. Tender drive could be made to be quite reliable. Certainly the Roco version of the S160 in HO has a tender drive, and it's not too bad, although it could be better. But generally speaking, the older, say, Hornby locomotives or mainline ones with a tender drive, they suffered with poor adhesion and poor electrical pickups, and they just didn't really work. And I can only assume that that's down to design as much as anything else. Right, yeah, Zantec. I know that's how they were built back then, but certainly there's nothing stopping you from putting that wall in.
And correcting the errors.
Yeah, correcting the errors.
Set right what once went wrong.
Talk to the people.
I'm just, I was about to make a joke, but I won't. It's about tender drive. Drive me tender,
Okay.
drive me train, never let it stop.
But going back to loft conversions and insulation, not only does it make it a better living space for doing your layout, it's more secure, more comfortable for more of the year. So think of it this way. It means that you can go up there and play trains for more of the year. So you get more out of the room. And finally, something that we found here, when you convert the loft, if you do it properly with all the insulation and stuff, it makes the rest of the house warmer in winter
it's really
as well.
nice in the winter.
So, there's multiple benefits. Once you move away from insulation, I think plan out your track plan. It can be something that is quite tempting to just get on and start laying track. But if you don't have an idea of where that track's supposed to go, and have a think about multiple levels. Now, we've seen this where we've shown people's layouts in pictures and in videos where they have multiple layered layouts, there's so much more visual interest. There's nothing better than trains going over and under a bridge. I think that is a great feature to have on your model layout. You can have more interesting scenery if you've got that vertical height, and that's something that you need to plan out before you start putting scenery and stuff in. So, you know, if you plan your track layout, you know where everything's going to go before you start building, so you know what you're aiming for. Tim Krinsky asks, do you do track plans? Now, I'm a bit of a peculiar sort. Shut up. Because I hate writing things like track plans out. I never write a track plan down, but I have it in my head. In my head, you know, autistic people have things like this, little quirks. My little quirk is in my head. It's like a CAD program, and I can just manipulate things visually and work out how everything fits together. And it's like an exploded diagram. So in my head, I have the track plan. I just got a whiff of like toast.
You got a whiff of the stuff we've been eating.
No, it just smelled like burnt toast. That was weird. So in my head, I had the rough track plan, and that's what I worked to. But so I knew what I needed to build, but I didn't necessarily have anything written down on paper. Also, have a play about with track before you actually pin anything down.
I like the idea that one person's put it there with a photocopier.
Yeah, DJK666. I think that's a great idea. It says, I recommend putting sets of points in the photocopier as a planning tool. So you take a photocopy of loads of points, then you don't need to invest in a lot of track, but then you've effectively got templates you can kind of test fit, which I think is a great way of planning things like complex junctions, because point work can be very expensive. So that is a really great idea. Vic Freak says, I can remember people upgrading fitting of motors in Ringfield and Lima pancake motors. Yeah, CD motors used to be a thing. Good night, Cameron Patterson. It is a school night, so people may need to get to bed early for work, but it's been great having your company. And yeah, Raymond Legs, you don't want to be working on a layout whilst freezing cold. And also, not just that, think of it in the middle of winter. If you don't insulate your loft and you're building a layout up there, you've got the loft hatch wide open. And what that means is you're letting all the heat out the rest of your house. So you're going to really put your heating bills through the roof. But you then also get another problem. And you may have heard of terms such as the moisture barrier. One of the things that you're doing in insulating is you're moving where the moisture barrier is. Now, if you don't insulate, you've got your loft hatch open. You've got warm air that holds more moisture, because warmer air holds more moisture than colder air does, drifting up into your loft. That air then touches the structure of your roof and cools rapidly, and that will knock the moisture out of the air, and you will get in winter you might just get like frost. It'll all go white, but then when that melts, it'll just rain on your stuff. But you can also end up with condensation, which is not good either for your layout, but also bear in mind for the structure of your roof as well.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, if you create a situation where you're getting condensation around the wooden structure of your roof, it can lead to rot. It can lead to all manner of other problems. So take care.
So while Jen's just having a little bit to eat,
Oh yes.
with regard to plans, I'm also going to suggest these. I'm going to bring up the rostrum can.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got here the set track plan books from Pico. You don't necessarily have to follow them religiously, but it gives you a really good idea of the amount you could do in a certain space.
Oh, I like that. I've got to say this. Mark Wilson says, I just cheat and copy real life when I'm track laying. I struggle making things up. I'm a fraud. No, you are not a fraud. But you do have a DeLorean in your garage. I know you do.
But yeah, there's a certain amount, like the magazines with the plans. There's a lot of information out there that'll give you a real good push in the direction you need to go. So that's definitely worth it. Who else we got? Something. It's a rather specific forfeit, Iron Horse. What's happened? Okay.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to find why Iron Horse is forfeited. Okay. Iron Horse says he'd rather defecate in his hands and clap than run tender-driven locomotives with traction tyres.
That's a bit harsh, but I like
Yes.
your comment.
That would be the that would be the forfeit, I believe.
Hold on.
Oh, Brian Bell, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brian Bell. I did have your message a moment ago, but the oh, there we are. It's come back. So thank you so much to Brian Bell, who's very kindly sent on the PayPal.me link £20. Thank you so much. That's incredibly generous of you, and that is thank you so much. It does help keep the lights on. So thank you for your generosity.
It really does. Thank you. My layout was planned when I had a few beers, says Mark Towers. I can see that working. Yes,
I'll just put that can there, and this can's my best mate, Bruce.
And Raymond Legg says loft fires are bad. Yeah,
Yes.
and this is going back to if you go up in your loft, say if you live in an older terraced house, and you find there's just no walls between you and the neighbours, seriously think about getting that put in, because it's a fire break, and
Yeah.
it's this is the thing that I always say. The same with insurance. People say like, "Oh, but nobody's going to nick all my pots and pans, or my clothes, or the sheets off my bed," and it's like, actually, what you're insuring against is not really burglary; it's fire.
Fire does
will,
not discriminate.
It will destroy everything, and you can be as careful as you like. But it could be as simple as one of your neighbours has a chip pan fire, or knocks a candle over and sets fire to the house, and you're the one that ends up losing everything because you did nothing wrong, but it just spread through the row of houses. So it's always a good idea to put them fire breaks back in. It also helps support your roof as well, so you don't end up with that wibbly wobbly roof effect. Anyway, talk to the nice people, because I'm stuffing my face.
Yes,
you
are.
always go back to that. We haven't had that angle for a while.
What angle?
The angle, that angle.
There's a reason we haven't had that angle for a while. There's no trains there right now. Hey.
Patience, my little monkey friend.
Okay. So, my biggest issue at the moment is planning my railway. I'm going to put that box file together.
Oh, the box file. Is it in N-gauge?
In N-gauge. So I've got four switches. And I'm wondering, because the idea I want is for it to be a kind of back and forth shunting layout. And I've got an idea that I'm going to make it like a little puzzle with cards. I'd say you have to take this load from here to here, that kind of thing.
That is the thing. I've seen that done a lot. There's whole articles in magazines about doing that. And it's a great way of keeping the interest with small shunting layout.
So,
Ian O'Brien, yes, a public service announcement on fire brought to you by the Monday Club.
Absolutely. So that's my idea, but I'm worried about overfilling it.
Yeah, sometimes less is more.
Yeah, because I want it to be interesting. I want it to be interesting enough that having cards that say go here to there will be fun, and I could put it out as a little shunting puzzle here and there. But my biggest worry is, what if I don't have the space to put anything in it to make it visually interesting once I've got the puzzle set?
Well, you see, the thing is, one of the best examples of that is Grove Street Yard was done as to be, it's not minimum space. It fits across the back seat of my, well, it did fit across the back seat of my Volvo 850. That's how it was designed. So that was the maximum size. I think it was about 20 inches by 3 foot 8 or something like that. And in that space, I aim to put, I think there's 3 different shunting puzzles all overlapping each other.
All right.
And when I used to take it to exhibitions, I did add a fiddle yard, and I never used it, because what I actually ended up doing was shunting moves just on scene. And I'd have like a little Class 08 or a 25, just shuffling a single wagon around. And actually, you could spend a long time doing that within quite a small space. Now, there was a lot of track work in that. And if anybody's seen the making the track plan video that we did years and years ago on Grove Street Yard, you'll see that actually most of that layout is track.
Yeah.
But it's very cleverly broken up with things like fences and so. Oh, well, thank you so much. 3B Rail
Thank
very
you so
generously
much. Thank
donated
you.
£10 for the Gets Fund. And Topsy Toaster is incredibly. He says thank you to his creator. So thank you, 3B Rail.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. So yeah. The Growler Blackwood Engage layout says, after recent rationalisation, I got some code 55 three-way points, possibly looking for a new home, Zoe.
What's a three-way point?
Well, it's like that. That's a three-way point.
Ah.
So you got like
Because in my head it was like one side, one side, one side. But that would just be a Y shape.
No,
wouldn't it?
one side, and straight on. So
Right.
that would let you actually put an awful lot in
That would be
space.
very interesting.
Oh, so yeah, definitely something to think about.
Yes,
Janie
I'd like
B-
to. I'll talk to you about that if we see Rick Getz.
Janie B says, I was planning on making an 009 pizza layout with a Christmas theme for Christmas. And actually, yeah,
A pizza layout.
009 is a great
Oh, you're a big
gauge.
fan of 009.
I'm a big fan of 009 because you can get away with some really quite curves in that. And there's the one that Tram Fabrique did. Sven van der Hart from Tram Fabrique did a super minimum space. He shared it with us here on the Monday Club. And it's just an amazing amount of
remember
detail.
that,
Yeah, and it's like running in a little circle, a tight little circle in a forest, and there's a level crossing and people camping. And it's a wonderful illustration of that you don't need a lot of space to have a great little layout. Robert Davies says, uh-oh, I seem to be late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Oh, thank you so much, Stevie
Oh my
Film.
goodness, thank you.
Very
Thank you.
kindly donated $20 for the Gets Fund. Oh, thank you so much. You guys.
Oh,
Oh,
you're making her blush,
you're
which is never a good thing because she doesn't suit pink.
Thank you so much. So may yet be getting that that A4
dear.
set.
What do you
And
like?
thank you so much, and we will do a full review, thanking everybody who has donated on the super chat. Vic Freak says, I was looking up Ivo Peters Bentley the other day. Oxford Rail have got them in 1 to 43, but in 176 it's like rocking horse poo. I think the problem is that they did a batch and they were incredibly popular, so they sold out and it's not been rerun. And I guess that people who bought one don't want to get rid of it. B Mazda says, got to go. Don't worry, it's been great having your company. And don't forget, everybody, check out 247 Developments and Modern Models at Getz. I assume you're at Getz. We featured the Hydra 7mm kit. Now they've got 3 different O gauge kits for wagons, with a 4th on its way. A number in 4mm as well.
Platform 1 actually has a good point. Hornby's TT 120 is great if you're Titan Space as well.
Yes.
You've got many options. I'm very annoyed with Hornby, let me put it this way. Because I was just getting into N-Gauge and just started picking up locomotives.
And they went,
then they
"Come-
brought out TT120. It's like,
Come get your shiny.
yes, exactly.
And
So-
Richard Brighton says, vote for me too. Of course, yes. You won't find Richard Brighton specifically, but Richard Brighton, aka DCC Concepts, is also on the list. Midnight tonight UK time. We're on GMT +1 at the moment. It's your last opportunity to vote in the Hornby Magazine Awards. And yours truly is obviously the choice for YouTuber of the Year. Please let me win something. You can let Charlie at Chadwick Model Railway or Richard Watson at New Junction win next year.
And the bucket of raw fish heads for second place goes to Jenny Kirk.
Hey, oh, what? Wait a minute. It's Aaronville's got a good idea. Do it over 4 box files. 009 or N maybe have 4 seasons.
Nice.
It's a great idea, and I've seen multiple season layouts before. Actually, I mean, when I did mine, I thought I was like being really innovative, and then people went, "Oh, I've seen something like that before." But ours was different because it rotated. So
also, you didn't know about them, so it's not like you had the idea.
Yeah.
I still find that upside down one.
Mark Wilson says, "Oh, hold on, it's just gone off the top because Cupboard Monkey wouldn't stop talking." Mark Wilson says, "Ow, I now have a Saturday ticket for Gets, so I'll be lurking in the background. Do come and say hello."
Don't just lurk, come over.
Topsy Toaster says he would love to make you a crumpet, so bring a crumpet. I'm sure we'll have a tub of I Can Believe It's Not Butter.
And I'm sure we'll all have a get-together and a photo opportunity.
Oh, yeah, always.
Gets has a little bar area, doesn't it? So we could definitely have a sit-down and chat at some point.
Get wasted.
Although, we'll actually have to decide closer to the time which booth we're going to swarm for a get-together. Like, who's not going to get any work done today?
Ironhorse Railway says, always vote for DCC Concepts and our Jenny. You're going to annoy this. There are other manufacturers lurking in the chat. I just thought, for legal reasons.
Yeah, we're not specifically supporting anyone, but,
So always vote for DCC Concepts and our Jenny. I like young Charlie very much indeed, but, support your mates and all that. And then also, he won last year, so you can... I'm surprised actually that Richard Watson hasn't rocked up, because Richard Watson is nominated this year, New Junction, and definitely there's some really stiff competition, some great YouTube channels there. So to be honest, pretty much anybody you vote for, they're all good channels.
Yeah.
And it's as I said before. And I know it sounds like the sort of thing you say when you lose. You get to, when you lose, this is like, you're like, oh, well, it went to the deserving person. But being on the shortlist is an honour in and of itself. David Scott says, you better make sure Topsy is Pat tested. Oh. He says, who's Pat? James says, love DCC Concepts, but we all have to vote for Jenny or she will cry and Zoe will have to pick up the pieces. Iron Horse Railway says, attention other manufacturers, I have also voted for you. Let's Make Track says, please excuse my ignorance, but what, where, when is GETS? Right, GETS is an acronym standing for the Great Electric Train Show. It's held on the 14th...
So it's not giant eels targeting Swindon?
No. It's held at the MK Dons Arena in Milton Keynes in the UK on the 14th and 15th of October. It's one of the larger shows in the UK, not as big as Worley. I would say it's probably on a par with maybe the Doncaster show or Model Rail Scotland. But certainly, it's a great show to go to. It's organised by Hornby Magazine, who also run their awards. So that's what's open for voting at the moment. You can vote for me. And they will be awarding the awards on the Saturday. Now, this will be the first year...
They'll be awarding awards?
Yes.
My goodness.
DJ Andre says, I wish I could make it to GETS, but it's a 674-mile trip each way, with a 12-hour overnight ferry, the biggest downside to living on an island, I guess. So I take
I can imagine that's a bit.
674. So you want Orkney or Shetland or Isle of Wight?
Or France.
Jersey.
France isn't an island,
Could be
is it?
Jersey.
France isn't an island. I don't know why I said that.
What I would suggest is that, like with all these shows, Worley as well, it's worth putting yourself up in a hotel and making 2 days of it. Mike Lane TT120, we do keep putting the link in, but that's how you vote for me. There is a link going in. In fact, it's on the same screen. Vote for Jenny in the Hornby Magazine Awards, and there's the link in the chat. Ruben Ashwell says, I see Jenny is now freezing on screen. I'm not cold. Walter Hope Valley Railway Enthusiast says, 674-mile round trip from where? Get a cheap flight. I don't think there's anything that you could really call a cheap flight. Flights aren't cheap. And yet Shetland, DJ Andrew says, Shetland is beautiful. Certainly, I'd love to visit Shetland at some point. Jerry BBR says, fog in the channel, continent cut off. Flymo Chairman 1 says, speed bonny boat like an A4 renamed, over the seas to sky.
There is a cheap flight, but I can't recommend it.
What, does it involve hanging onto the outside of the plane when nobody's looking?
Yes.
Hey, what you like?
Freezing as in lag. Oh, that might be because I started opening up the...
Oh, you started messing about, did you?
I opened up the emails for the...
So we're going to be showing... So, do we have a bumper crop of things sent in?
No, we have this many.
Yeah, that'll keep us going.
Yeah, I think it will.
So, we'll go to them at past, I think. Jerry BVR says, Jenny's too young to get that reference. I'll take that to the bank. I'm probably not as young as you think I am. Mark Wilson says, I've produced a Monday Club Wagon on Tour picture collage on the Facebook site.
Nice.
Ooh. Now, interesting enough, on the weekend of Get, we will be making our own special announcement. So I'm just trying to stretch out.
I thought you were kicking me to nudge. You have to press a button.
No, funny enough, not this time.
Right.
I'm just trying to stretch out because I'm really needing a top up. But I've got cramp in my legs.
Do you want to stand up for a bit?
No, I don't think people want to see my tubby midriff.
I can turn the camera off. You have to hold Topsy so he's still in shot though.
No. You're derailing my train of thought.
That's not hard.
Yeah. Mark Wilson says, I'm only an hour from Milton Keynes, so I'll just drive me thing. And Mark, I would love, I understand if you're... What?
I just remember...
I would love to come and see your layout.
24 toasters from Torquay. I love those adverts.
But Mark Wilson, I'd love to come and see your models because they just look amazing. I mean, I understand he might not want us to peek behind the curtain of the magic.
Yeah.
He might be there going, there's only room for two in my DeLorean.
The DeLorean built for two.
Yeah. Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase says get equals gone eating toast soon. Oh, he's twiddling his browning knob at you. Yes, Sarah Davis says Mark Wilson will be driving to Getz at 88 miles per hour. Which Getz? Mark Wilson says, is Topsy Toaster signing autographs at Getz?
He won't be signing autographs, but he will be there for selfies.
He will toast bread. But yes, we're going to be making an announcement about the next Monday Club Wagon. That's all I'm going to say. You will find out on the morning of the... I don't know whether we do it on the Friday or the Saturday. I suspect actually we will post it last thing, like Friday evening, so that people have got time to digest it before they come in and rush up to us and go, what are you doing, you wallies? But the new Monday Club Wagon for 2024 will be being announced at Getz. So do look out for that. It's all exciting. We've signed the contract, paid the deposit.
There's no going back for us now.
So we're kind of hoping that you guys like them and buy them.
Yeah, because we got a fair amount of money. I've signed the largest cheque I've ever had to sign. Let's put it that way.
Is it? The largest cheque I ever had to sign was for the blooming house. Were you not there?
I didn't have to sign that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I bought the house.
Yeah.
Dongit's Model Railway says, does the bread get toasted with the arrows of indecision?
That would be amazing.
Topsy says you'd think so, but no.
Topsy is an all-over toaster.
Yeah. Rick Morley, no, it's not a turnip wagon. We're not taking 10 tons of turnips to Tesco.
20 tons of turnips.
20 Richard Brighton says, is a parcel wagon full of scale-sized boxed Topsy toasters?
I would love that.
Oh, it's like the Topsy toaster works. That could be an idea for a future commission, but I don't want to let them get a little bit too silly. What's that? He says, "How dare you call me silly?" But we've got to, you got to make sure that what.
Can I get Topsy and me scanned at Mario? I'll just hold Topsy and just smile.
We'll see. We will see. DJ K666 says, right, bedtime due to my that's awfully precise, 4:53 a.m. start tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
SHGP Media says Gronk enters turbo speed.
Yes.
Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Gronk it up.
Not a cult.
For tax and legal reasons.
Please note that for legal and tax reasons, the Gronk It Up cult is not a cult. Your mileage may vary.
I'm impressed, like how Topsy has taken off as quite a cult here.
Topsy is cool.
Topsy says if you two hangers on would push off, he'll get on with the show. Oh, I'm sorry, Topsy. He says you may well grovel. Right. Simon Train's Mother Ever Showcase says, please let that happen. Sorry with Topsy. Just bear in mind though that the Topsy's googly eyes might just about show up, but the actual lettering wouldn't.
I know, and then it would just be me stood there with a toaster.
With googly eyes. Yeah. We gave him the power of sight. That's one of the reasons he's been quite quiet. He's been enjoying the view. Richard Brighton says, P.S. Jenny, say hello to Peter, who is over from Australia. Big things coming at Gets. We all love Peter, absolutely. I love Peter as well. It's great to see you and talk to you at previous events. I think he thought I was a troublemaker because the first time I met him, he pretended not to know English, which I think is his cunning way of getting rid of people he doesn't want to talk to. But yeah, hello, fantastic. Peter. It's always great to meet you. I think I confused him because I said, don't worry, I don't speak English either. But no, always great to see you, Peter, and it'll be lovely to meet up with you at Gets. Bally's 56XX says Sondek LP12 with Arco Arm. I think that's an answer to somebody else's question. Yeah. So there's like loads. Like, so what about a Topsy themed Gronk? Says Madison Hasley.
I could see that going well.
Gronk equal Topsy status. SHGP Media says Tipsy Topsy Toaster Wagon. Says Aaronville.
You know what? I think Topsy needs a t-shirt.
What's on topsytoaster.co.uk?
Link straight to your YouTube channel. So if you go to it, you come back here. That's why I said to get confused.
James asks, where's John JMC, our guru of sound? And James Pets.
I haven't heard from James Pets for a couple of days.
He's not on holiday, is he?
He might be.
He might be hard at work. He might have a big case or something.
Yeah.
So, John JMC, our guru of sound, was in earlier on.
I had a big case once, but...
Did you? But you couldn't carry it because you put too many clothes in.
Thanks there. Thanks, Jen. Thanks for spoiling the joke.
Flymo Chairman 1 does suggest, though, I think a t-shirt needs Topsy on it.
That's kind of what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, there we are. John JMC, our guru of sound, says, I'm here just busy putting sound in a hush-hush.
Well, you shouldn't be telling us about it if it's very hush-hush.
Yeah. I haven't seen Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent.
He is in.
Oh, is he?
He said hi earlier on.
Oh, right. I must have missed you. I'm terribly sorry. So, Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, big hello to you. And I've not seen Richard Watson, a.k.a. New Junction. So,
I haven't seen New Junction either.
Shall we chant New Junction 3 times in a row and see if he appears?
New Junction! New Junction! New Junction! Not a cult.
Yes, Topsy Toaster says, for legal and tax purposes, it's definitely not a cult. SHGP Media says, I had a briefcase once. Didn't last that long. Mark Wilson says, Jenny or anyone in the chat, can you please help me? I'm going to be putting together a Pullman coach rake from the mid-90s pulled by a Pullman liveried 73. I'm confused by the coaching type stroke age. Oh, I'll be honest, I'm not up to date on more modern Pullmans. Would they have been the Mark 1s? Did the Mark 1 Pullmans survive that long? Or by that point, was the Pullman something else? Or was that... That may have been the old retro Pullmans for the Orient Express, the UK leg of the Orient. I honestly don't know. So over to you guys.
Jenny, it's past. Shall we begin? The videos.
Okay.
So, first up, we have one from Zantac.
Cool.
Who's
Oh, and I'll just get the comment. Mike Lane TT120 says, what are those light blue wagons? 4 in a row. They're actually Bachmann Cov Hops. They were a set of 4 that was, done specifically.
Do you want to grab one and put it on the rostrum?
No, I'm not leaning across, but they're Cov Hops, but they're in an ice blue livery. They were done by Bachmann as a special commission for TMC, the Model Centre. They are, I believe, now sold out, so you'll have to look out for them second hand. I think I got one of the last ones about 2 years ago. And they're in an ice blue colour because they were used for carrying sugar. And because a lot of Cov Hops were used for carrying like cement powder, that kind of thing, or sand, these were painted in an ice blue colour to distinguish them, to stop people from putting cement in them. So you don't want cement mixing with your sugar.
Do you not? Oh.
No.
Well, I wouldn't eat any more of the apple pie then.
Yeah, Mike TT120 says they're stunning. Yeah, look out for them. They're a special set of 4 done by Bachmann for TMC. I'm not aware of any being in the main range in that colour. And yeah, they do look quite eye-catching and different. But now you just have to look out for them second hand. I couldn't tell you what its catalogue number is though.
So, first up from Zantac on the videos, we have Hi Zoe and Jenny. As I mentioned previously, Pentland Junction is set in the far north of Scotland. However, recent electrification in the form of Dapol NCAT-1 catenary has been installed on the main run-through. As yet, the station is yet to be electrified because I will be butchering some Cato catenary. It's also now the home for some luxurious trains, including the Cassiopeia sleeper service, with the real train has some luxurious roomettes, which cost £1,500 per ticket.
What?
Oh my goodness!
Oh my word!
I'd love to see what you get for that.
What was that? £3,100 for the ticket. So, right. Real train with a suite on the train end, which is just one suite costing £3,100 for the ticket.
However, service on this train is white glove and black tie train.
To be honest, they should be giving you some very personal treatment for that sort of
price. Hey.
There should be a very happy ending going on. Right, anyway. A tour around Pentland Junction.
So here we go. If you can bring it up, please, baby.
Pressing the magic button. Beep. Beep, beep. There we are. And good use of angle on the edge, because if you leave things near the edge, they will try and plummet to the floor. The angle actually just is like insurance. They will never try to plummet for the floor when that is in place.
What's going
Jerry BVR says cement in sugar to make Blackpool rock.
Yes.
John JMC, our guru sound, says, oh wow, I had Atomic's Cassiopeia.
This is a big layout. My goodness.
Whoa. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says Royal Scotsman. I did read that it costs £9,000 for a cabin. Well, this looks nice in the dark.
It really does, yeah.
So again, there's a bit of ballast going down as well.
Beep, beep, beep.
Nice. Oh yeah, actually, you're starting to get the scenery in, and it does transform a layout as you start to get even just little things like the ballast and a little bit of green here and there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be quite nice. I presume you're gonna. Is it going to be just countryside behind, or are you going to have other track work. So and this is the thing here. You can see how much you can put in a small space with N-Gage.
Yeah.
Really tight curves.
I wouldn't say this is a small space though. He's got a big layout here.
Yeah, but he's got a lot in it.
Oh yes. There we
So
go.
really nice N-Gage. N-Gage.
Engaging.
Yeah, Jean-Luc Picard's favourite scale. N-Gage.
Alright, now they're off again. They've picked up more people.
Yeah.
At 1,500 a pop.
I tell you, that's a nice little earn, especially if you get somebody in the 3,100 quid cabin on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, you'd have to be stinking rich for that.
I hope they weren't.
Otherwise,
stinking.
you'd get on that and you'd be constantly going like you'd be like, oh, have you any idea how much this is costing me? John JMC, our guru of sound, says, I think mine was 12 cars long. I also had a JR 500 bullet
This is
train.
not far off.
Full
12
train
cars.
with 6'5" in N-Gage. That is
Wow.
I think the thing is, it's like I think a lot of people don't realise how
this is a
big real
big
trains and stuff are. I mean, I read somewhere that you'd need something like 27 actual feet to model a typical branch line station completely to scale in N-Gage. You know, you need a lot of space
My
to
goodness.
accurately model completely to scale.
Wow. Oh, which
Gaza-
one's this? Which one's this?
Gaza S2 says, the Beast of Barrow, Blackpool, definitely not on this live stream. Who are we talking about? I don't know.
Jen, what's locals running now? Beep 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 beep.
Modern thing. Is that
Oh my goodness!
Is that a
we
class
found
six-
it. We found a
a
train.
class
She doesn't-
68? I think it's a class
It
68.
is a class 68. I did check earlier on. We almost found a train she didn't recognise.
But you were wrong, you fail.
You fail it. Your skill is not enough.
Yeah, says all of your bases belong to me.
You fail it. Your skill is not enough.
Yeah, Ham Shackleton, absolutely. Real Railways are very long, thin things. And yes,
Yes.
Ruben Ashwell confirms it is a class 68. So thank you so much for
This
sharing
is
that
lovely.
with us.
Thank you so much.
So if you just want to check that the camera has come up.
The dude has gone hoot hoot.
Doot doot hoot hoot. So thank you so much for that, Zantek. It says it's a 68 in ScotRail livery.
There you go.
Gaza S2 says Ben Herdman. Google him and be safe. Never heard of him, to be honest.
Okay, so next up from Edward Elric, he says, just pick this up from my local model shop.
Oh, this is one of the Acura scale 37s.
Yes.
That looks quite nice. There's some really nice liveries coming through on these 37s. And even though I don't do modern,
Look at the
that,
detail on it.
some of these modern liveries, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I love this.
You still can't beat regional railways or intercity executive.
This is
But this is
a
nice.
nice, nicely done decal there, and all the info on that. Oh, this is lovely.
Well, it's like the
They've really gone to town on it.
same manufacturers did those nuclear wagons. Remember all the stuff going on the chassis?
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really nice.
Very, very nice.
Worthington Model Railway. This is going back to Mark Wilson's question about the.
Thank
the
you so much for
Pullmans.
sending that in.
Says there are a couple of vids on my channel showing Mark 1 Pullmans. Hot Dog Pilot Andy says, Mark Wilson, I did a recent video with most of the available Pullmans on it.
Ah, there you go.
And
Have a
Richard
look at
Swiderski says, TARDIS on edge of track on left of
that.
Has it been
You
spotted?
found it.
Well, that it took a moment, didn't it? Right, I'm going to retrieve the other
It
one.
might just be visible, yes.
So I'm going to.
Gratuitous butt cam.
Yeah, yeah.
So thanks for sending that in, Edward. It is a really nice thing. They've done a
Yeah.
really good job with that.
Oh, actually, Trains with Nick. I would go with you on that. I said Network Southeast Toothpaste was the best livery. For me, Regional Railways is always the best. But then, joint second, I would put Network Southeast with Intercity Executive. Those three liveries, Network Southeast, Intercity Executive, and Regional Railways, are the best. I'm sorry, but there are no other liveries worth having, apart from the ones that are.
So next up we have Richard Swiderski, who says, I've put a collection of photos together From a visit to Locomotion in Children.
Oh,
Shall-
we've been there.
We've been there. Few times. I still love the fact that we got to see that Soyuz capsule.
Oh, that was amazing. We
That
got
was
our
so good.
photos taken next to it back when we were thinner. Right, so you
Here we
want
go.
to... So,
Well, I just love that we were talking about it on the way back home to visit my parents, and then all of a sudden the sign said, "Go and have a look at it."
oh,
so
I love
we
a
did.
Queen Mary. So that's a Queen Mary, and I'm not sure what breakdown that was. That's a well troll, I'm going to say, with a sea cow or a sea lion. That's a clay hood. Tops code UCV. That's a class 03
What's
with
this?
that's a snowplow. There you are. It's one of the Tinsley Queens.
I don't think
isn't
I've seen one from the back.
Flangeways do a really nice model of it. Now, there's a saddle tank off a locomotive
Yeah.
behind it. Right. These are going through quite quickly, actually.
Yes. Do you want me to go
Behind
back?
it, yeah, go on. I'm gonna show off my knowledge. It's one of the ICI
Oops.
limestone hoppers. So it was after this. So just there, that in the back with the ICI painted out. I think there's only about 3 or 4 of them surviving. Really
Nice
late.
tank. Where's the rest of it?
Yeah, it's just be there whilst something's being redone. But that ICI bogey hopper, it's amazing how long-lasting they were. They started out with the LMS. They were private owner. And there was 2 different companies ran them. ICI and also, is it Bomas or something like that? And they lasted right through into the 90s. Now that looks like something like a Parry People mover. Now that is a HAA. Could be one of the derivatives, but the HAA. That there at the front, it looks like a wreck tank.
I think we all know that one. The Catch Me Who Can.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was Puffing Billy. Stanton. Oh, that's nice. 8 plank or a 7 plank private owner. Now that I think is a tamper, but that looks to be some kind of tamper. Oh, there's a Wickham trolley.
These are so small.
Ellis Clark Trains do one of those in O gauge, and it's still tiny.
Yes.
Lovely model, really lovely, and certainly. Oh, a Velocipede. I'd love to have a go on one of those. And that's Sanspiral. Well, it's a copy of Sanspiral. I don't think the original one survives. Certainly an interesting design. It could have done so much better if the metallurgy of the time was
Metallurgy.
yeah. That's I think that's a Birmingham, London and Birmingham railway coach. I mean, these are you can see with the early coaches
That they
owe
are.
a lot to stagecoaches.
Yeah, that's basically a stagecoach on rails.
It's actually three
Yes.
stagecoaches, all like bish bash bosh.
So you can see why it would take over. That's
That's the one that used to be at Darlington Station on a plinth up until the 70s, I think. And again, some of these really early ones, they're really quite interesting. That's the Timothy Hackworth one. That's the original rocket, I believe.
Wow.
When you see the yellow and black thing, it's always a reproduction. But the actual rocket got chopped and changed an awful lot.
Of course, yeah. Because that was the thing about the oldest ones.
Yeah.
They weren't building them to be a museum piece. They were trying to work out the best way to run stuff.
David Scott says it was a Stockton
Ooh.
and Darlington coach.
Is that a tank?
It's a tank on top of a war well,
Ah.
which is a specially designed wagon for carrying tanks. I'm not sure what type of tank that is. I'm not up on the
So
tank.
would that be a tank wagon?
That's a Mogo. And that is
That's a big boy.
Is that a Black 5 or something?
big
Royal Scot. Is it Royal Scot?
You've got to need loads of training for that thing. Look at all these things. You could be doing anything.
Oh, I've got a model of that. That's the ES1, Northeastern Railway ES1. Oh, Kerno Model Centre done a model of that. The last few liveries are just about to sell out.
That's
That,
interesting.
I think, would make an interesting ready-to-run model.
Yeah.
Ran on the Bakerloo line or something. That, I don't know what that is.
That's cool.
Port Carloa. Now that's the Class 41 power car, one of the prototype HSTs. That's one of the production HSTs in the best livery that they wore.
The Journey Shrinker.
Yeah, no messing about there. And there's the prototype Deltic. I love it. I love it. It's such an iconic colour. In the background there, look at the Class 71 as well. And that's in the cab of the Deltic. We've got some photos taken through the same window.
Nice. Well, hasn't everyone? Nice bit of space, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah. Oh, very roomy cabs. Now that's the Class 71. I forget which one it is. Well, obviously it's the preserved one, and then there's a Wagon Lee.
I like that livery.
It's like very continental.
Sleeper coach. Yes.
I don't think they ran in the UK, or did they come and go on the train
That's
ferry?
an interesting one.
Oh, Nigel Cole says that's the fastest Class 43. So that's the one that holds that 148.5 mile per hour record. That, again, it's built on a wagon frame, a very early electric locomotive from the North Staffordshire Railway.
Cool. Well, we're going to have to move on now.
That's actually a really interesting...
There's a lot of good stuff in there. Thank you so much, Richard, for sending that in.
Yeah,
I've put the link in the chat, so go and have a look.
Yeah.
So, guys, go and have a look for the rest. It is really nice.
Absolutely. And yet, Johan Swanepoel Swanee says, wow, that place is super cool. It is. If you get a chance, if you're in the UK... Then the National Railway Museum at York is one place to go, but also Shildon, which is near Bishop Auckland, it's sort of up in the northeast.
Yeah.
It's well worth a visit if you're passing that way. Now, if you're travelling by car, say, up from just going up the A1, you can call in at York on the way. You can then do Shildon. There's a lot of preserved lines up there. You can have a look at Beamish. But it's the road which will eventually get you to Edinburgh. And Edinburgh is always a good tourist point to make as well.
So next up, what we have here is Hanning's Rest. He's brought us a short running session. I'd like to thank Iron Horse Railways for the tip on video editing software to use. Absolutely. There you go.
Cool.
I love that. With the community we've got, everyone's willing to help each other, and I just love that.
That's the thing that's important. It's about the community, helping each other, helping your fellow modeler.
Oh my goodness! Look at the size of the room he's got. He's got little shelves at the back with more of his locals on.
So I'm guessing a double O. Really nice. I love that hill. I think we've seen that before. And then this must be the Fiddler Yard area. One thing I always say about Fiddler Yards is consider ballasting your fiddle yard and turning it into a sort of scenic area. You can really make an interesting goods yard out of your fiddle yard.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what this up here is. So good use of the Metcalf kits.
Iron Horse says, you've used it then, don't blame me. But yeah, I just love that people are willing to help each other.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's really important in the community.
Yes.
Because it's like it's your virtual model railway club.
Yes.
Well, your online model railway club.
Yes.
Richard Swiderski says very nice layout. Hanning's Rest Model Railway says yes, it's double O. James says have a pacer. And Stephen McLeay says,
oh, look at that
morning,
angle.
Late from New Zealand. Oh, Topsy Toaster says you'll attack the ire of Gandalf if you're not careful.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons, nor are they early.
Late.
They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks Gandalf. So, really nice.
Yeah, some lovely
sweep over the points there. Says Flamachon one. Absolutely.
This is really nicely done.
Nice sweeping curves. It's always a good look. Plenty going on here as well. A lovely station with
I like
plenty.
the colours on that bus.
Yeah. That's quite a steep incline though onto your bridge.
I've seen worse.
I think your coach might ground out.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
And it's called Red Hills Bank in Durham.
Yeah. But now this is nice for just letting trains run by. You've got a good station area with your goods avoiding line at the back and a bit of goods yard going on. So yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Raymond Lake says R.I.P. Peckett. Oh, have you cremated a Peckett? No. Hot Dog Pilot Andy says hashtag not a cult. Flamachel one says hashtag not a cult. Hashtag for legal reasons.
For legal and tax reasons, it is not a cult. Your mileage may vary.
And Simon Trent's Mother Showcase says pace the train. Q O Fortuna.
I like this angle that we got here. This is nice.
I like the scenery as well.
Yeah.
You've got a real sense that the trains cut through real scenery rather than the scenery being around the trains. Nice use of that bridge as well. Lovely bridge. Bridges, I think, always add something special to any model railway. So thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Right, we're going to have to move on though because it is a 10-minute video, and
so thank
guys,
you
go and
so
have a
much
look at
for
the
that.
rest. I think you'll enjoy it.
The camera came up.
I will.
Yep, that's fine. So, yeah, nice layouts as Timothy Kynard as well.
What's up? So next up, Mark Wilson has been in his
He's
TARDIS.
fired up the DeLorean for a quick spin round the decade.
So he says it's the Monday Club wagon on tour. Old Old Common, Waterloo, Paddington, Stewart's Lane, Swindon Works, and finally onto Birmingham New Street.
I would love to see this layout. Like, Mark, please, let us come and have a look.
Oh.
So, I'm going to bring that up. There is William Loud's Pal Brick with a Gronk! Gronk it up!
Gronk it up! Gronk it up!
Hashtag not a cult for the tax and legal purposes.
For tax and legal reasons, the Gronk It Up cult is not regarded as a cult. Your mileage may vary.
That is, I mean, it's just... The Monday Club wagon looks crap by comparison to the quality of the modelling. But that is really nice. Yeah.
It is.
What's the number on the Gronk? 08623. That's the one I keep looking for. Oh, jealous.
You never know. I might find it for you for Christmas.
I'm going to look at Getz. I really will. Oh, look at that. It's a well-travelled pal brick. Yeah, they're taking the bricks around for chucking through people's windows. Yeah. Watch the Monday Club. You know it makes sense. Otherwise you will get a brick through your window.
Oh, look where we are now.
Ooh. That's nice. And those West Hill Wagon Works Class 25 cab fronts. Class 40 one next to it as well. Really, really great. I built a little scrapyard diorama. It's actually up there at the moment. And there's such great range from West Hill Wagon Works.
It really is. You've made that look phenomenal, I'll tell you that.
Wolfsex Scenics PW says, stonk the Gronk.
Stonk the Gronk.
Stonk the Gronk.
Stonk the Gronky. Gronk, Gronk, Gronk.
Hashtag not a cult.
Not a colour.
That is nice.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. You need to weather that wagon. The pal brick looks a bit garish compared to the quality workmanship you've got going on around it. Oh, it's a well-travelled pal brick.
Yeah, it's been around.
Michael Weil says, hello from the UK. Big hello to you. Great to see you. Hope you find you well. And, Topsy Toaster says greetings as well. It's great to have you aboard.
This is really nice.
This is
nice.
nice.
I like all this stuff here.
Yeah, and
All
again,
these
these
little
are all. I
extra
think
bits.
these are all from West Hill Wagon Works. It just shows what a great range they've got.
They really have. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that actually. So there we go. Joshua W56 says Gronk Stompers.
Yeah,
And yeah, the level of detail is another level. Says Hanning's Rest,
it
by the
is. Market's phenomenal.
way. It
really
is. I know we joke about the DeLorean, but seriously, please take some photos of Hornby models on that and send it to the competition. I think if you send them 12, you'll get you'll put you on every page of the calendar. And actually, if you put one of the Monday Clubs in the wagons in the background of every shot, that'll really fire the trolls up. So, Mark Wilson, thank you very much for sharing those with us. Really enjoyed that.
So next up we have from Busby Junction. He says, "Hi Zoe and Jenny.
Hello.
I love that I'm getting in there before you. Hope you're both well. please find attached my latest garden railway video. Here we
Okay.
go.
Okay, so garden
Back
railway.
in the garden.
Do we have? Oh, this is nice. Oh, you have been busy.
Yeah.
Finally, a completely. This is a big garden railway, and this is what we found when we had the double O gauge in the garden. You could run some really nice long trains.
Oh,
So like, I
my
was
goodness.
regularly running 80 or so coal wagons, and they
Yeah,
just
you
look
did well with
perfect
that.
sweeping around.
That is a...
Do we have
Big
many
one.
more videos? I'm
Not many.
conscious on the time.
We don't have many, no.
I think we've got enough time for one more after this, perhaps.
Fair enough. This is... Oh. The
Are you on tonight, by the way? Was
Yeah,
it
9:15.
Anything Goes? Or-
Anything Goes retro gaming show.
So, and don't worry, you will be automatically moved over and given the option to join the Game Hammer Classic Gaming stream after this stream ends, where you can catch up with the Cupboard Monkey on the Anything Goes retro gaming stream of goodness. Where did that? Oh,
There's some clowns.
we've got some clowns in. It's a tumble of clowns. Oh wait a minute, where's the straggler with his
Oh,
trombone?
he's struggling.
John JMC, our guru of sound, is
This
quite,
is
quite
massive.
eager to have his video played. So if we can find it, we shall play that
Yeah.
one next.
This
This is
massive.
there's a lot going on. This is so you got five. All right, so it goes all the way out, and then you've got like a balloon loop at the end to then bring it back down.
Raymond Lex says, I have never got caught ballasting my fiddle yard.
Oh, matron!
I love it.
Oh,
Oh, hang on. 3 tracks at once.
yeah, there's some kind of loop going on. Ooh, loop the loop. Yeah,
This is really nice.
nice. Oh, is that?
I'm not sure whether that was a dog or a football.
Ah. Really nice. Oh, so there's.
What fertilizer do you use to grow garden trains?
I don't know. I'm trying.
I was trying to think of a cunning way to say it, but I can't.
Oh, Zantek says 08623 is stored at Worksop Sidings.
Thank you so
currently,
much for sending
and
that
is in DB Red. I didn't know it still exists.
Wow. Thank you so much for sending that in, Bubsy. That was
Thanks,
great.
thanks for updating. It was the first rail blue liveried Class 08 that Bachmann released. When they first released it, they did a plain green with BR Lake Crest. They did, I think they did a plain green Lake Crest and wasp stripes. They did a rail blue as 08623. And I think they did an EWS one. So James says, I have Class 13s. Ooh. I do like a good Class 13. So do we have a John JMC?
I am just looking for it. I'm not. These are all the. This is the stuff I get in the spam.
Do you not do a search for like John JMC?
I'm having to look in the spam because SHGP Media's saying that he's not there. What did you say?
I saw green coming up. Is that the one you're looking for?
Not necessarily. No, green's almost media. Okay.
So we're if you put Monday Club in the title, if you click on Monday Club, will it just give you all of those?
Yeah. And all I've got is Hillside Junction. No one else has come up.
So John JMC, our guru of sound, we don't have your video, unfortunately.
What? Where did you send it? It's got to be Zoe at zoerobinson.com or zoe.robinson@gmail.com. And I'm not seeing either of them. The only one I've got at the moment is Hillside Junction, who sent in some pictures.
So we'll have to show these. So look, John JMC, our guru of sound. We'll try and if you resend it, I think it's probably the safest bet. Make sure you put Monday Club in the subject line, and we'll do that next week. But for now, we've got Hillside Junction, who says, hello, Zoe, Jenny, and Topsy.
Hey, Topsy!
He always, look at that, he's gone all googly. So, A mini Jennifer in the Oxford Rail N7 I won recently on the Monday Club giveaway. Oh, which came from DigiTrain, sorted out by John JMC, our guru of sound. Oh, excellent.
Oh,
Oh,
Jen was so happy to see that.
That is lovely. I like that.
Yeah,
It's-
that's better painting than I did.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm so glad that you're happy with your one another gives. It's always lovely to see where the giveaways end up and see them running on layouts and stuff. So finally seen where the N7 got to in that wonderful Great Eastern Railway grey. I quite like it. Not everybody's taste, but certainly that is a good one. And there I am. Look at that, probably frying bacon and eggs, knowing me. Oh, look, it gets better and better. It's a Monday Club wagon. Oh, this is great. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that they're not coming through. Whoever sent email links, I don't have them.
And we may suddenly find that it suddenly all dump on you in about an hour's time if things
I just
are running
don't
slow.
know. I really
Well,
wish
hopefully they'll turn up for next week. If not, then just send it again. Make sure you got the right email address and put Monday Club in the subject title.
Yeah, I just don't know what's going on.
That
I
is
really don't.
nice. That is a really good paint job on me.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
And don't forget that you can get your very own Jenny Mini Me to paint from Model U. It's there in their catalogue. You can order that up, and they do have a couple of professional model painters that you can, for an additional fee, get your model painted through, and they will actually produce a really great quality figure for you. And they do them in anything from N gauge all the way up to 1/12. So if you want a Royal Dalton-esque figurine, then that is a way of doing it.
Why would anyone want a
I
Royal
don't-
Dalton-esque figurine of you?
I don't know. It's like,
Of you.
yeah. It's a perfect rendition of Jenny, but 1/12 actual size. Ruben Ashwell says tonight's stream has been brilliant. Oh,
Does
thank
that
you so
count?
much.
A 1/12 one, does that count as a mini Jenny or fun size?
Fun size.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
And
I hope you have enjoyed
Trains with
it.
Nick says, good evening all, another great Monday Club. Thank you so much. If you haven't hit the like button, do please tickle that like button. Topsy Toaster says, if you don't tickle the like button, he'll come round and toast all your bread. Armed with his tub of I can believe it's not butter. Believe me, you can believe it's not butter. It's like, oh, that's horrible. Look, you guys take
Have a great night, guys.
take care, and we're going to be. You're going to go and set up. So,
I'm going to.
what time do you officially start?
9:15.
So there will be some trains running action up here, but at 9:15 you'll get the option to switch on over automatically. And do please stay tuned for your live stream entertainment with the Cupboard Monkey on the Anything Goes Retro Gaming Classic stream on Gamehammer Classic Gaming. A big hello to we've got a few people. Caroline Rogers, Mel's, McCarville Studios, Hillside Junction. Sarah Davis, JBVR, SHGP Media, Rick Morley, Ian O'Brien, John Copping, Aaronville, Richard Swiderski. We've got a lot of people there at the end. It's always lovely to see you all. And don't forget that we will be at the Great Electric Train Show. Tonight, you've got until midnight UK time. UK is on GMT +1 for those of you who are elsewhere in the world. Do please lend me your vote and get a vote in
Friends,
for
Romans,
me.
countrymen, lend me your
Because
votes.
I want to win something in
Jenny
my
needs
life.
to win
Yeah.
lots and lots of stuff.
Actually, I did win. I won a bottle of champagne once, signed by, was it David Cameron?
It was, yes.
Still haven't drunk that.
Of course not.
I don't know.
Guys, take care and have a great night.
Okay, you guys take great care, and lovely to have your company. And until next time, you take great care. Bye for now.
The train now departing is the 2104 service to Topsy Toasterland, stopping at Grove Street Yard, Bolton Trinity Road, Tatis Newydd, Minith Tatis, that unnamed layout, Eindhoven, Pittsburgh somehow, and then on to Topsy Toasterland. That's a 21:04 service to Topsy Toasterland. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night. That drink from David Cameron probably tastes like pig swill.
I see what you did there.
Take care, guys. Have a great night. Oh no, Jenny's back.
Oh, wait. So we're coming round to the end of your evening's Monday Club entertainment, but don't worry, all you have to do is click on the prompt when it comes up and you'll be immediately ported over to the Game Hammer Classic Gaming channel, where your live stream entertainment this evening will continue. But from all of us here at Weir Yard, including Topsy Toaster and Topsy Toaster's sidekick, whatever her name is, Jennifer something or other, you take great care of yourself. Don't forget to tickle that like button, share this stream, and if you haven't already done so, do please consider subscribing to the channel. And you can also vote for Jenny Kirk in YouTuber of the Year in the Hornby Magazine Awards. Do please consider giving her your vote if you enjoy all the content on this channel. We've got a budget Class 55 video coming up on Wednesday, and our full visit to Ellis Clark Trains and Clark Railworks will be Friday's video. And don't forget that next week you can also catch up on how that DCC Concepts and West Hill Wagon Works modern station diorama build is coming along. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling and bye for now.